Speaking about cartoons, these are elements that belong to the kingdom of Satan. And if your kids happen to carry much of the elements that belong to these cartoons, for instance, like the bags, the bottles, the plates, the clothings, it's like a form of worship you're giving out. And much of these cartoon characters are Freemasons, actually. They play significant roles on how they're going to change the entire globe, how they're going to change the economy. And you see many cartoons like The Simpsons, like Scooby Doo, Tom and Jerry, all these are demons and they're inspired by the Illuminati. So they portray a picture to make you feel comfortable, but this is driving you so down into a satanic worship. I'll give you this example. When you look at the logo of DreamWorks, you happen to see there's a little kid holding holding a little stick. That stick is having a hook, and the hook is not accidentally made, or the logo was not accidentally made, but it was made for a purpose. That they come to harvest souls. You'll see a little kid seated on the moon. So this kid is harvesting different souls. So if you happen to watch cartoons, all cartoons are so corrupt because the company itself that makes these cartoons, Disney, Wally Disney, something like that, it's a company from the devil, and this can show you the 666 signs. As you can see, the logo of the Wally Disney and the DreamWorks logo, most of these are the best companies that make these animated movies for the cartoons and those animations for dolls, and many of the cartoons that you see on TV come from these companies. But the main purpose is to corrupt a whole big generation for the young kids that are actually growing up. They are mentored in a specific way they want them to behave like. So much of these cartoons, if you watch them, you will see that every cartoon has a scene of homosexuality and lesbianism. And they are doing this intentionally, whereby they'll reach an extent whereby this scene will be no more hidden, it will be public. Loving a fellow girl, loving a fellow boy will just be a normal thing. And homosexuality is at a rise in every movie you've seen from those big companies like Netflix, like I don't even know much of them nowadays. Like Netflix, at least there is a scene of homosexuality, or there is a gay couple, or a lesbian, or something like that. But this is done intentionally to indoctrinate you, to make you feel like it's normal. So in the next generation, the kids will be given this privilege or a right. Like you saw, there is a leader in Uganda recently who was actually advocating for the homosexuals because he went to the States and they gave him huge sums of money to promote the same thing, and they slept with him. So he's also part of the gay characters. So they make this feel like it's not a sin, it's just something normal. Anyone can love anyone. Human rights. You have a right to do what you want. Forgetting that the Lord prohibited such actions. Can you imagine how the Lord reaches to the extent of destroying a whole city because of homosexuality, and you're saying it's something normal? It's about your life. You have choices about your life. You can make a good choice. Don't be fooled. You have the right to take your decision. My friend, I'm telling you, these things will lead your kids to hell. Much of these cartoons that you see on TV, like SpongeBob, Shrek, Mr. Nice Guy, Scooby Doo, The Flintstones, The Simpsons, Tom and Jerry, Scooby Doo, and many others, Mickey Mouse, most of these Disney characters are demons. So, this is to indoctrinate your kids to start believing in those cartoons as their superheroes. So they divert their mind from their own purpose and think about cartoons all the time. Because much of these characters are carrying different roles that are prohibited even in the Bible, like they're promoting homosexuality and divination, all sources of witchcraft. For example, like the SpongeBob thing, it is about, you know, homosexuality, and different things that your kids can barely watch and you accept. So most of these things are done intentionally. When you watch the Mickey Mouse, it has three stripes onto his hands or the gloves. Why don't they make them four or five? Because these are gloves worn by the Freemasons. So they've even started to indoctrinate this into your kids. They should be aware of the Freemasons. There's nothing wrong with them. They're just people, you know. It's just a way of believing. It's just a movement. Yet it's a form of worship. But they don't want you to know. So this comfort keeps killing your kids slowly, slowly, slowly into a state whereby your kids will be spiritually dead. The parents have played a significant role onto providing for their kids and supporting their families. But again, the parents also have different weaknesses that have been going on. Like you get to families whereby the kids dress really, the parents dress really poorly. The mother is half naked. The mother is smoking. The father is taking drugs. So these things really damage the minds of the kids, and they're so much perturbed when they see such stuff, but sometimes they cannot talk. So even as the parents, we should stand in a position whereby we should be leaders. In other words, we should source what we have given birth to. We should be able to teach, provide, and let the kids know what is right and what is not. And much of the products that are brought into homes, for example, like many families have girls who have hit their puberty and the boys have also grown up, and they end up buying things like sanitary pads. But most of these products are actually made by the devil. They are not really done because of maybe in good faith, but it's to capture you or time a part of your marriage and snatch it from you. Because much of these products, like the soft care, there's a company called Soft Care. These products made by that company are not purified and can never be purified because the intent of the creators of these companies were actually to target a certain specific type of people, to bring them to the kingdom of the devil, and these products cannot be purified. Soft Care, I think you know that company, for the women who buy sanitary pads to use. These products cannot be purified. And other companies like Unilever and Samona, all these companies, you can never purify anything from there. So these companies contain some form of, their products contain some stuff that is for a specific reason to capture you or get into a habit. So they are very dangerous.